What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Wesley. If you're new here, I basically talk about pretty much anything that interests me. I'm still trying to find my voice with YouTube and all that kind of fun stuff. But today, if you want to check out cool content about coding, tech, life, all those cool stuff, sub down below, like the video, and hit the bell icon. I appreciate all that. So let's dive in. So April 20th, 420, man, today, Apple event. That's the topic of this video. We're going to kind of review pretty much everything, hot takes, all that kind of cool stuff. So let's get into it. So we have a couple of things to talk about. We're going to be talking about the iMac, the iPad Pro, the purple iPhone. Not much to talk about there. It's just a different color. The AirTag, though, that's huge. And it's huge for a specific reason. I know there's other technologies out there. The Apple TV 4K. And yeah, so let's dive in. So let's scroll down here, see what we got going on. So this is by far the most technically, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, this is technologically amazing. I mean, think about it. This is an iMac. This is an iMac. Look how thin that is. And it'll go into how thin it is here in just a moment. We would dive into here and learn more. Let's check this out. The iMac, in a lot of colors, super thin. Their animations are dope. All these different colors. I mean, this looks super nice. Some people are super into reds, yellows, oranges, blues, purples. I'm more of a blue guy myself. I may go with the blue or the red, either one. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. Look at that. Just one single cable. The cool thing is, here's the thickness, 11.5 millimeters. Obviously, the iPad is, I believe, thinner than that. So, I mean, this is the iMac. Look at this thing. It magnetically connects, okay? What's really cool about this, though, is this connection, all right? This connection is not only, I don't know why they didn't call it MagSafe, but whatever. It's magnetic, but it's also an Ethernet connection as well. So it provides Ethernet to the iMac. My mind is just blown right now, though. I mean, this thing is completely thin. Oh my gosh, it's just great. 4.5K Retina display. And if you scroll down here, finally to the big one, 1080p FaceTime HD camera. Super dope. What I thought was pretty cool, though, is they finally integrated what they have in the iPhone 12, where they're doing the image processing. They have specific processors for that, which is really cool, on the M1 chip, which is really awesome. Oh, and, you know, obviously I didn't mention this, but the iMac has the M1 chip. I should have started with that. But, I mean, what's really awesome here is you're thinking to yourself, well, you don't see the Mac Pro, right? You don't see anything that may look like a powerhouse. They didn't express it as a powerhouse. You know what I mean? They said you could do all the things that you normally do anyways, which is not a lie. You definitely can. You can definitely edit audio, edit video, edit all the things. But it didn't really push the boundaries as much as it may will with the Mac Pro, in my opinion. I'm thinking they're going to hold off because this thing's only like an 8-core. I'm not saying that's not, because it's hard to compare the M1 to an Intel chip. It's not the same. It's in a whole different ballpark, in my opinion. But I mean, this thing it looks gorgeous. I mean, I would definitely get it if I wasn't planning on getting something else. I may still get this though. I mean, it's still powerful. It's still, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I mean, this is awesome. It's all the same stuff that you knew from last year. Big Sur, it's able to finally utilize a lot of that. You know, you got all the things with Big Sur. It's not really news. We already knew that from last year, but here is something new. We have a new keyboard with Touch ID. That's pretty interesting. I mean, all they did with the touchpad, though, I mean, they really just kind of changed the color to match the keyboard. But what's frustrating is this mouse is garbage, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of it. I do have the Logitech MX Master 3 for Mac. And, you know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, this keyboard is great. I'm not going to say it's bad, but a lot of people have been frustrated after all this time. There's still no backlighting on the keyboard. I don't know why. Other people can do it. I know it's a battery issue. I know that's a concern, but let that be the choice of the consumer. Because if it's wireless, we have the ability to charge it every other day or so. Like, that doesn't bother us. You know, it's just, it looks nice not to have wires. Who cares if you got to charge it overnight, right? I mean, that's pretty much it for the Mac. So we'll go ahead and scroll up to the top here. We'll go to the home page, and let's dive in. What else we got? We got the iPad Pro. This is huge, huge. It's actually even bigger news than the iMac, in my opinion. The only reason why I think so, I mean, maybe they're different in different sections, but what's just amazing about this, and I'll switch right here and I'll remind myself to switch back, but what's amazing about this is the iPad Pro is a tablet, and they knew what they were doing when they had that commercial with that kid's like, what's a computer? You know what I mean? Like, what? We were like, that makes no sense. That commercial makes sense now. It makes a lot of sense now. They should have had that commercial now for this iPad Pro, not back then. Back then, it didn't really make sense. Now it does. Excuse me. This thing has a lot of power. Not just the M1 chip. It has Thunderbolt, 5G, XDR display with mini LED. I mean, this thing is crazy powerful. Supercharged by the Apple M1 chip. I mean, that's just nuts, man. I mean, in a tablet, though, it's just blowing my mind, man. You know, the 5G is definitely going to help in areas that do have it. Obviously, very limited, even though they made a big deal about it. But this is just crazy. I mean, it's awesome. I'm all for just power. Just overall, just, you know, the ability to be able to do what you need to do whenever you need to do it. That's my thing. That's why I switched everything to Apple, the ecosystem, everything. At any given point, I can code, I can program wherever I want. I can literally do anything I want, no matter where I'm at. I will always have my iPad with me, my laptop. Obviously, when I get an iMac or a Mac Pro, I'll have it at the house. Like, I will have options no matter where I am. I have my iPhone, iWatch. Yeah, I'm in the ecosystem. I'm here to stay for many reasons. It's just a better ecosystem for video editing and for coding. But let's dive back in before I forget to switch back again. So, I mean, this is just awesome. I mean, you can do a lot of AR. People don't realize what you can do with this technology. The problem is, obviously, not everybody is going to use this. Apple is basically counting on the fact that they're trying to separate the iPad Pro from the regular people. That's why they have the iPad Air, which is pretty much the same technology, similar technology than the iPad Pro. But now it is its own thing. That's probably why they went to that switch. It makes a lot of sense now. Because they did that switch, they now have the ability to separate the iPad Pro from the iPad Air and give the iPad Air still a dominating place in the market. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know if a lot of people picked up on that, but that made a lot of sense to me. What blows my mind, though, is I'm a video guy. I love vivid, bright, very just saturated. That's great. More so a contrast guy, though. And this iPad, it's, oh, man, I'm so excited. Like, oh, man. I'm ProMotion, of course. True Tone, 1000 nit, brightness. I'm curious to see how it is in daylight, though, with the mini LED. So I'm pretty curious about that. But other than that, I mean, this thing is crazy powerful. I'm actually going to be swapping out from the 12.9 inch, 13 inch iPad to the 11 inch because the 12.9, I mean, they're great, but I haven't seen any reasons why I should stay with the 12.9. I'm definitely going to bring it down to an 11 inch iPad. It's more manageable. You can read. It's not too heavy when you're trying to hold one hand when you want to read articles and stuff. So, but that's just me. But yeah, let's go ahead and move back on up to wrap this up here. All right, what's next? Got the iPad, the iPad Pro. So there's not much to cover here. You guys already know the iPhone 12. Cool thing is I was able to get my wife this phone. She's going on a trip soon, so we wanted to make sure she had a good phone with, you know, Apple Care all left in for theft and lost or stolen or whatever. So we can take care of it. But this is a purple color. I mean, it's great. She wanted the mint green. She likes that color. For me, I like the blue. I would definitely get the blue. I'm blue or red kind of guy. I just wanted to move on to the AirTags. They seem like they stole the show, in my opinion, and here's why. Clearly, she's diving into it right here. look, if you lose this thing, it's not just like, oh, we know the last location. That's part of it, but it can also point you to where it's at. That is key. I'm always losing my stuff or my keys or my wallet or whatever the case, and I don't know where it's at. And just because I know the last place is great, but I mean, being able to navigate like she's doing, let's learn more to see what we got. So, first off, the pricing, it's $30. It's a perfect price point. $100 for 4. I'm definitely picking some up. But this is it right here. Look, you literally are able to move to where you can find it, and that's based on the new technology they have, which is just awesome. They start at $30. You can get 4 for $100. That's a nice deal. The problem is these tags cost a lot of money. I haven't looked at these smaller ones, but the other keychain ones, they are super expensive. They're trying to get you with that. So that's unfortunate. It does look cool, but definitely get your accessories elsewhere, in my opinion, because that's just too expensive. It's like $250 for the accessory. So if we go to view pricing, and you look down here to the accessory, so you go AirTag Air Hermes or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. $349. That is nuts. $299. Look at this. All this. I know it's like fancy, but really, I didn't see where these things are. I'm trying to figure out where these are. I'd like to buy these if they're affordable. I haven't seen them. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, to me, it's huge. It's huge because Apple's put a lot of work into this. It's integrated within the chips. Here's the thing, though. What may or may not be on here, it may see. I'm not going to read all that, but basically, I do know when they first started talking about AirTags, is it will talk to other iPhones. It's going to be anonymous. It's going to be, all the privacy and all that's going to stay the same, but it'll be able to at least communicate with Apple's systems to say, hey, I was found over here, and it'll let you know. At least that's what I understand it to be, because Apple products will be able to, communicate with other things around it and at least be aware. I mean, that's what, AirDrop is and all that other kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that's how it will work, because, if you leave your phone or your wallet, or most likely your wallet or your keys, right, and you leave it at your friend's place, but they have iPhones, it makes sense if you have friends that are in the ecosystem for Apple as well. On to the next item here. Talked about the iPhone 12, AirTag, iPad, and iMac. The last thing is Apple TV 4K. Now, I'm a huge movie and content guy, so, I mean, by all means, I'm going to get it. In regards to the remote, though, I mean, there's not a whole lot difference. I mean, I believe that's a new chip, and then obviously 4K as well. I did buy a 4K Apple TV, but this is different. This allows for HDR, higher frame rate. I believe that is an upgrade to the processor. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, just the way everything looks, high frame rate HDR. I mean, this looks amazing. And I'm on a 2K display, so it looks great. But what's a cool thing here is, like, because you are literally in the ecosystem, here you are able to color balance your TV with your iPhone's camera. How nuts is that? I mean, building everything inside the ecosystem, when I watched a video earlier today, the guy literally said the only reason why he doesn't want to buy Apple is because he's an Android guy, and I don't know the reason why he can't use Apple, but he was like, for that reason why he can't have iMessage, but it's separate. I'm like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because if you're still able to send messages, what's the difference? People talk about customization. I mean, at the end of the day, sure. I mean, yeah, customize whatever. Customize the back or the buttons or whatever. But, I mean, now Apple has that. I know they're always late to the game. I'm not going to argue. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm not like a diehard Apple fan where I'm going to tell you you're always wrong. That's not what I would do. But I can acknowledge that there's some downfalls that people would disagree with. Sure. But those don't matter to me. Like, for me, I wanted simple, I wanted predictability, because it's a phone. It's a tool for me. I mean, if I can do some cool things on there, great. I don't play much games on here much anymore. Because all the games now are just all about being free, and then they monetize on the back end, which is a great business, but it sucks for the consumer because I can't really play a game and enjoy it. There's a lot of free games, yes, I know, but you get my point. I mean, that pretty much wraps it up, everybody. I just wanted to talk about those things. The things that really excited me, what I wanted to end with is the iPhone. Not the iPhone. The iMac was really interesting to me. The most exciting thing, though, for me was the AirTags and the iPad Pro. Those were really exciting for me. The whole entire presentation, though, I mean, Apple does an amazing job at creating these movie-like videos. I mean, they're amazing. Everybody wants to watch them. They can cut them. It's really genius. I mean, you literally film every segment as a commercial integrated into the event, and then all you do is cut the smaller pieces and run them as commercials. Done. Easy. You know what I mean? The AirTags are going to be a lot for the family. The iMac is great because it's more affordable. I can get my wife one and just, call it a day. We can focus on, spending less money on things that would just be laptops to go, like get an Apple MacBook Air, and it's just, there's more that we can do. There's more power. You have to sacrifice. You're not paying so much because you have the M1 chip. It's less expensive. I mean, from my perspective, it makes more sense. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments down below. This whole event really was exciting. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were just like losing their minds trying to put content out and like talk about it, but I definitely didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. So forgive the hasty nature of the video, but let me know your comments, your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank y'all. Have a good day. Like, comment, share, all those things, and I'll see you in the next video.